If I'm live now, stop by the chat session and say hi, okay? Let's do this. Let's pop out the chat. Again, as always, friends, it's really important that you stop by the chat session so that we let YouTube know that people actually are watching my content, okay? So if you are back there, by all means, don't be bashful. Just stop by and say hi, okay? And I'm also going to turn off the sound here. Come over to here. Okay, so welcome back to this Monday night session at the Caribou Data Science channel. We're going to be returning to the past now. We'll come back and take a look at a very popular and common data set. I actually have a whole playlist on this, but this has to do with Python and IBIS, and that is the Cyclistic bike-share data set. It's also called the divvy, D-I-V-V-Y, bike data. It's actually out of Chicago. They have their own website, and the good news is they just posted the numbers for December 2024, which means the entire year from January to December is now available on their website, okay? So let's see if I can find that website for you over here again. So where is it? Sources. And it's right here. So I'll go ahead drop this link into the chat session. And you know what? I'll even pin it. See if I can pin it over here. There we go. And next we'll take a look at the IBIS project. If you want to follow along, come over here to go to Get Started, Installation. And if you're using pip, you want to the default backend is DuckDB, so we're going to use DuckDB, of course. If you install with a pip, DuckDB, this gives you the command to install it. Conda, if you're using, like I'm using Conda or Anaconda environment, DuckDB, and install it, okay? Tell you what, I'll even put the link to the IBIS project into the chat session also. All right. So let's come back over here now. Let's start up our Anaconda environment. I'm actually going to be using Jupyter Labs notebook tonight, just for the fun of it. I've already updated the environment, and you should do the same thing by using the conda update -- all. You should do it every time you start up your environment, okay? go over here. Let's go to ChatGPT. And I've already did some initial code here. Most important thing here, this loads three different APIs. It loads the basic IBIS, IBIS API. It loads the selector API, which is the S dot command calls, and it uses the underscore API, which allows us to refer to column names without naming the data frame name. So anyway, come up here. Got that? So these three are pretty straightforward at this point, right? So on this, and you can see here because we're using an IBIS, we're running the CSV command from the IBIS library, and you can see here we're going to import all the files, and the files go back to May of 2022 it looks like. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and load all the ride data with one quick thing. It's already loaded, okay? Now we're going to look at the ride counts. We got 16.3 million rows of data. Now we're going to extract only the data for 2024. So let's come here for one brief moment. Let's add something up here. Let's say let's see how many rows we've eliminated. So we've eliminated about 10 million rows of data. Okay, we can drop that one there. Okay, so now we're going to use the mutate. We're going to use we're calling the rides table. We're using the mutate function from IBIS, and we're creating a new column called date. Now here is where the underscore API comes in, because rather than typing the name of the data frame, we simply refer to it by using underscore dot, then calling the column name. Then we're using the IBIS function cast to cast it as a date. Okay. And now we're going to create a simple data frame. Okay, using the values underscore counts function. It'll give us a count of rides by day. And again, if you are in the background, be sure to stop by and say hi. Okay, it's very important. So let's run our counts then. What we could do here. Let's just come down here now. Let's see how many rows we have and how many days. We should have, 365 day rows, right? Okay. Now the problem could be let's just take a look at the type here, okay, real quick, and you'll see what the trouble is. So at this point, this is a IBIS table and not a pandas table. So in order for us to work with it at this point, we have to convert it into a pandas data frame. Let's do a description. We get some counts. The count is 366 days worth of data. The average number of rides is 16,000. The minimum is 587. The maximum is 35,000. We got the first quartile is let's take a look at this. This is the median. So the mean is 16,000. The median is 15,400. So there's really not that big of a difference, is there? Anyway, we go from 30 from let's calculate the interquartile range. So we got interquartile range of 26,000. Okay, so now let's take a look at a couple quick plots of histogram. Notice there really isn't any outliers, but we do have two peaks. We got a peak between around, say, 7,500 and 11,000. Another peak between, say, about 22 to 25,000. Okay, let's take a look at a box plot then. And the good news is, of course, we don't have any any outliers. So let's begin our first analysis here. So we'll start the basic line plot. X equals start ride date. Okay, let's come over here first of all. Let's do schema. Okay, so let's just do columns. Okay, good. So we got start date and the date count. So come down here. Start date count. See if this works. Well, what's the problem? We haven't so here's our numbers for 2024, okay? And we could do something like is there a subtitle? Let's see if this works. Okay, so the Okay. Alright, so that doesn't work. But we can add a grid to. And we can come down here. See how this works. So that looks good. Let's go over here. Okay, so this is sort of interesting. Suppose we come back up here. Let's do a 30-day moving average. See if this works. Come back up here then. Okay, there we have our moving average. Very good, very good. Okay. So we can come back down here then. Well, okay, what happened to our ride? This is so interesting. Okay, so let's come back down here. That's not a very good moving average. That's a terrible moving average. Did I do something wrong? Okay. That does not make any sense to me. That does not look like a very good moving average. Okay, it makes no sense that it's leveled off that much. So let's come back up here. Let's try going down to, say, 14. Yeah. See, this doesn't make that much sense. Now, part of the problem could be just that we got so much volatility here. So let's leave that right there for right now. That's not really what we're looking for. Let's come down here. Let's begin to create a scatter plot. All right, that looks reasonable. What we want to do now, we want to use the hue functions to we can try hue equals, for instance, start date count. With any luck, this will assign a color to it. Yeah, so it assigned a color to it. That's okay, but maybe not. Let's try something else then. Okay, I'm going to take a peek back over here, see what we do back over here. Okay, good. So let's try, let's add a size parameter to it. And of course you can always see where we're going. You can see it's going to change the size of the plots, right? Let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pull the thing from the other side. I'm not sure why that's not changing sizes. Let's just copy the whole thing. So now you can see we got different sizes here based on the number of rides per day. But let's try something else. Let's say instead of rides per day, we want to make it size. We want to show, for instance, the color based on the type of bike it's being used. Okay. So let's come back up. Let's just use a good old-fashioned. Well, let's see if we can. Let's do this. Let's come up here. We're going to analyze Now again, we're back to the rides. Remember, is the IBIS data frame or the IBIS table. So we're going to use the select function underscore dot comma underscore dot D. Okay. Let's come down here. And let's do we're going to take a look at ride. We're going to take a look at ride type, see if we can get this to work. Okay. Oh, we have to come over here. Oh, come. I know some of you are out there watching, so stop by that chat session and say hi for me, okay? Okay, so what we got, now we got a nice little table here. It's a rideable type with bike and by date and the bike type, okay? So let's come back up here. Let's just use this back up here. Let's change hue. What's the problem? We didn't convert the data frame to a Python data frame again. What did I do back up here? Okay. So we want to do this. Oh, by the way, this pretty little thing right here, this is actually, again, this type of nice table display, that's actually part of IBIS again, because we converted to a data frame to get a standard type of output, okay? So, we've got to come up here. All right. Let's just go ahead and do a 2-pin. Let's come here and do a why couldn't you let's come back up here. Oh, good grief. What we could do, we could come up here and do this count as a you could probably also do a rename or something like that, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, because there's an empty space there. Okay. Okay. Let's try. Let's make the text a little small also. Where's the title? So that's about right. That's about right. You know what? That's not a bad plot right there. And you know what, my friends? Electric scooter down here. A cluster of electric scooters interesting enough. The biggest numbers are both. Okay, what's interesting here is this is the only area in 2024 when we see electric scooters. So that could mean what? That could mean that that's when electric scooters were actually introduced. So anyway, my friends, let's go ahead, close this, leave. Let's go ahead and let's create a plot for this. We're going to do quarto, render, year in, this looks promising. Okay, let's go over here now. Okay, here's our distribution analysis, our two plots. Ride counts by day with a misspelled thing here, and this moving average still doesn't make any sense to me, but that's okay. Now it's the ride counts by date. Okay, by date and bike type. All right, so there you have it. Well, that's not the new one. Wait a second here. Huh, that's interesting. Because it's not even appearing outside. Okay, well, you know what? That's good enough for right now. Be sure to to click that like button for me, subscribe, comments in the comment section underneath the video, always welcome. Also, be sure to include a link to the data to the DV rides data site, as well as to the